What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Chris Brown, no doubt, is very talented. He's a lifetime talent, a generational talent. You see a guy like him every 30 years, 40 years, something like that, all right? But however, despite his talent, he's dumb. He's extremely stupid. And Chris Brown is one of those guys, and you see him in the NFL, guys like Terrell Owens, in some aspects, Gilbert Arenas, guys who played that were good, they just didn't have a lot of discipline, and they undercut their own potential because of how they acted. Chris Brown is even worse because I think on the scale of him in the R&B world, we would say he's much more talented than both Terrell Owens and Gilbert Arenas respectively, which is saying a lot because both of them were dynamite players. But Chris Brown doesn't have any mentorship. And this is what a lot of black men, I try to talk to you brothers about this. So many brothers want to get rich. So many brothers want to get into the business. So many brothers want to do so many things. But a lot of brothers are not listening to what anybody is trying to tell them or help them. So then you go out there and then you run your mouth and make things hard for yourself. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Chris Brown, had he not been associated with that debacle with Rihanna, would be 3 or 4 times larger than he already is, okay? I'm talking about Super Bowls. I'm talking about more endorsements. I'm talking about more, the All-Star game. He had all that. Nobody will touch Chris Brown because of his past and the fact that he's very unapologetic about trying to change his life to fit into what the sponsors and people want. He's still relatively unaccountable. He claps back at people. Chris Brown acts very feminine. I like the guy. He's a talented guy, but he acts like a girl. All right? Talented guy. Super great at what he does. But he makes this stupid statement in which he should have never made. All right? That goes to show that the guy has no discipline. Look at what he says, the benefits of dating him. You get a comedian, mental patient, and a porn star all in one. Okay? All right. All of these, if you're a woman, none of these, maybe the comedian, and depending on how freaky you are, porn star, none of these 3 things help a woman do anything, okay? It doesn't bring any woman close to marriage, and we know that Chris Brown ain't marrying nobody, which is his own personal choice. Why would he need to say this with his past? I don't know. Basically, only thing you can do for a chick is make you laugh, whoop her ass, or do crazy stuff that doesn't make sense, and then after that, clap her cheeks. That's all you have to offer, okay? You don't offer any benefits other than that. Now, let me just say this. We all know that entertainers, most of y'all don't offer anything but these things. That's cool. We get it. But God damn it, Chris Brown, why did you go out there and post that? This is the same guy who was just yelling at the general public for blackballing him. He's gonna make those people pay. Y'all be hating on me. Y'all don't wanna see me win, but I got news for you. I'm gonna make sure that you guys pay for X, Y, and Z. This is what the guy says. All right, cool, Chris Brown, make them pay. How can Chris Brown make them pay? By saying stupid, ridiculous things that make absolutely no sense. That's how he does it. Yeah, because I'm Chris Brown, I don't have any sense. So to push myself further away from where I would like to be in life, let me just say this because you know what, for whatever reason, it's dumb. It's very dumb, And I don't want to take any accountability for my own self. I have, lifetime talent that I'm wasting because I don't want to pay Popeye's their money back for the fact that I took their stuff and don't want to pay them. And it's not my fault that I'm ruining my life. It's always somebody else's fault. But let me go ahead and say this also. Here's something that I really want to talk about to black men. Okay? I don't care how much money you got. You're in America, anywhere in the world. All right? There are certain things you're just not going to be able to say. Like that. Just can't do it. You're in the business of endorsements like he is. You're in the business of you want people to take you fundamentally serious. Want to know what you can't say? That. Want to know why you really can't say that? When you have a history of beating women, Chris Brown. Like you have a history of beating women within an inch of their life. Now I know what some guys are gonna say, listen, all right, well, she also hit him too, and X, Y, and Z. Great. Let's say that actually happened. Who is going to get more sympathy here? 6'2" or 3 Chris Brown or little Rihanna? Which one of the two do you feel that people are going to say, you know what, that poor guy? Says nobody. Nobody will say that about Chris Brown. You're a man. They're going to look at the fact that, look at how this lady looks. Oh my God, she looks terrible. What did she do to her? How could you ever do that? Exactly my point. All right. It could be different. If you're a guy who don't have that history, then folks might take it as a joke. But here you got women, they're going to come out and say, oh no. And this is one of the reasons why when women do collaborations with him, they get mad. Look at Chloe Bailey. Chloe Bailey, the song Chris Brown. A lot of women pretended to be mad. I mean, of course, Chris Brown has a huge fan base of women. He's a talented guy. They didn't like it. Okay? Didn't like it at all. Then what happened after that? Okay? After which, listen to what I'm about to say. After which, I believe, who's the lady married to Russell Wilson? Sierra. That was a big thing. Every time any woman wants to collab with Chris Brown, it is a big deal, even if the song is going to be a hit. Whoa. You know, it's kind of like, you know, Michael Vick. Michael Vick still gets trolled. This is a guy that changed his life. He was associated with that dog ring indirectly somehow. He goes to jail for 3 years. Want to know that you still have dog activists to this day that troll and hate Michael Vick for the rest of his life. Okay? Want to know what he can't afford to do as Chris Brown? Is to get involved in shit like that, bro. And what you did was worse than dog fighting, because you actually did something where people could see like, oh shit, she was actually like messed up. She was beat up bad, like tremendously bad. And how do you get around that, Chris? How do you get around that? And again, these guys just refuse to listen, like, you know, Jalen Green. I mean, these guys are just so dumb, so silly, so crazy. You're like, oh my goodness, Jesus, what is wrong with them? How do you make any light of it? I just can't. I swear I can't. I cannot make light from it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate it for all you do. Stir the bell. We're out.